Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and welcome to my next Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid play session. This time featuring the Rangers, villains, and foot soldiers from Power Rangers Beast Morphers. So for this session, I'm going to be doing a fan-made custom scenario that a fellow Ranger fan off of a Facebook group sent me, and it uses everything from Beast Morphers. These characters, the foot soldiers, the monsters, the boss, all of that stuff. What I'm going to be doing is Matt Harrington's Blaze's Mission is what he titled it. It is mostly made for a standard gameplay, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of modification for solo play, but really not much of anything, and I'll let you guys know that once I go into it. But as I go through the scenario that Matt created, I'll be telling you guys all the special rules that were made, and also showing you some of the new things that were added in as well, because one of the things that are going to be added to this is the triple threat deployment card. This is a boss style deployment card that comes in the Rangers United set, and it means that you have to fight two monsters and a boss at the end of the scenario. Well, really it's supposed to be 3 monsters at the end, but it's going to be 2 monsters and a boss. So it's going to be a tough one for sure. I have covered the entire Beast Morphers team and their villains already on this channel, so if you haven't seen those already, definitely go check those out. Get a little bit of a background about the characters and everything before jumping into the scenario, but regardless of anything, I will be talking about them, you know, their powers, their cards, things like that as we go and play. I do have another foot soldier that's going to be part of this scenario because it's needed for it, and I'll talk about that when we get down to the table. Otherwise that, if you're looking to pick these up, go ahead and check out the links down below. Head on over to the Renegade website to add them to your game. Maybe you want to try this scenario. Maybe you have a custom scenario out there that you want me to try. If you do, let me know down in the comments below. You can always send me an email, send me information about how to get that. I'll read it, I'll check it out, and then maybe one day your scenario will be played right here on the Home Gamer Dad. But with that said, why don't we go ahead and jump on down to the table and get this started. I'll read for you guys the story that Matt created for his scenario, so you can see exactly what the beats are and how it goes from point A to point B to point C, and just how awful things get for the Rangers as we go forward. Ready? Here we go. It's morphin' time. Since the defeat of King Vengeance, the short-lived leader of the re-emerged Machine Empire at the hands of the Red Rangers, all has been quiet. Until one day, Blaze contacts you. Rangers, bad news. I just spotted my robot doppelganger nearby. I don't know how he's back, but it's definitely him. It's super creepy. Please hurry to these coordinates. You arrive to the scene to see Cyber Blaze and an army of Tronics and other foot soldiers stealing Morph X. Rangers, he says in disgust as he notices your team. I don't have time for this. Tronics, keep them busy while I continue our mission. It's morphin' time. Activate beast powers. Devin, Red Grid Battle Force Ranger. Ravi, Blue Grid Battle Force Ranger. Zoe, Yellow Grid Battle Force Ranger. Unleash the beast. All right, here we go, all morphed up and ready to go in order to stop Blaze and whatever crazy mission he is on. But first, we gotta take down the round 1 foot soldiers that are gonna appear, and then we can start going after him. And then the other things that'll happen within this scenario. Again, thank you, Matt Harrington, for putting this together. This is actually gonna be really fun. I hope you guys at home enjoy it. And again, I'm gonna explain as things, like what he did for this scenario as I go along. And if you have anything original that you'd like to share, I would love to hear it. Now then, if you notice right here, we have our setup. We needed Roxy and Blaze and Perfect Evox as our 3 villains for this, and we also needed the Tronic. So everything Beast Morphers related, and then he also said any foot soldier that I want. I chose the Crybots here because I've only used them once with the SPD setting. I love their elite cards in this, and I think more elite cards needs to happen during this game. And I just want to use them more. I like them so much. Now, we have gone ahead and we have made the deployment deck here in piles A, B, C, and D. It's kind of a different setup for this case. So the card with Blaze, and just Blaze, his only deployment card, goes on the bottom of deck B. So when you make A, B, C, and D, A is just going to be all foot soldiers. B, the very last card is going to be Blaze. In pile C, the very last card is going to be the dual threat card of Blaze and Roxy. So that's when she's coming out, but Blaze is coming out again. And then the last one, pile D, is going to have the triple threat card that I mentioned in the opening. That's going to go out. That has its own special rules. If you're curious about those rules, they're within the Rangers United set. That's where that triple threat card comes from and where you'll be able to find it, along with Blaze and Roxy and a bunch of other things. So that's where you can actually find all of this stuff. You are going to at least need the Shadow of Vengeance box to do this scenario, because you need perfect evocs. But I guess you can kind of make any boss figure, whatever, do that. But you kind of need evoxes in order to keep it all thematically the same. So the way that Matt wrote the scenario, the main thing about it is that whenever a monster or a Tronic or whatever is on any one of these spaces and they're collecting that Morph X, there's kind of like a Morph X power surge that ends up hurting the Rangers in the long run. So basically, whenever a monster is placed on one of these spots, or the location panics, or anytime energy is drained, then one of these tokens is going to be placed on the location. And this also means that if somebody drains 3 energy, then 3 tokens would go down on this location. So these can add up really, really fast. And again, these are like a power surge of Morph X that the enemies are trying to collect. And basically what this means is at the end of a battle, the very, very end of the battle, once everything has been resolved, the Rangers, each Ranger takes a damage equal to the number of tokens on that location, and then you remove 2 of them. You can also remove 2 from the locations on your own by doing a recovery action. Up to 2 shields can be foregone. Instead of going back into their deck, you can use those 2 shields to then remove up to 2 energy tokens from here, or damage tokens, I guess would be the case. And again, this will go on whenever a monster hits it, whenever a panicked location happens, or whenever an enemy drains. So that's like the big thing right here, are these special tokens that deal damage at the end of a battle. Let me grab these. And I'll go over more about this as we go forward, but I just wanted to point that out. That's like the main, I guess, gimmick that he wrote for it. And I'll tell you right now, it's going to be crazy having to deal with all that damage from the characters. Only characters right now that I have that drain are the Tronics in here. Crybots do not drain, and the Bluehead Crybots do not drain. So I'm just going to have to watch out for these guys whenever a drain happens. But otherwise we have our 3 Beast Morphers right here. Let's hand over to the power board and then meet them officially. Now, if you had seen my Power Rangers team breakdown for Beast Morphers, you would have met our 3 main heroes right now, but I'm gonna go over them again anyway. Before we do all of that, we have our 5 action tokens here, because this is solo mode, so you get 5 actions with the possibility of getting up to 7 by the end of the game. I have 2 energy within my energy pool. This is like the extra energy that I can pull in by cards and everything. These 5 hit tokens are going to go into the experience board, and then once I hit 6, I'm going to be able to gain a Zord. And there's like an open space over here. For the first time within my playthrough, I actually have space to put Zord cards, so this way we can kind of keep a track of them one-on-one. So they'll be here, and then if they're used, I can actually rotate it to the side, and we can all kind of keep track on what Zords are used and what Zords I still have available. Don't know what that is. I shuffled this up. There's going to be some good stuff here. You'll notice also in the command center, there were no health tokens. Those yellow tokens I didn't use. My buddy Paul, still making these awesome, awesome tokens. Guys, give him some love if you want to see him go on to Etsy with these tokens for you to be able to purchase for yourself. But we have 4 back to action tokens right here in order to be able to say these are our extra lives on great little wooden backgrounds here. I do have also a power boost token. He has made individual power boost tokens for different boosts. So plus dice, plus cards, things along that ways. I don't have them yet, but I will eventually. And then each one of the Rangers has a little token. He has red, blue, green, pink, yellow, white, and black. You know, the main 6 colors, 7 really, I guess you can count green, from MMPR with their symbols on it. And these are pretty much what I'm using in order to track once per turn abilities for each of my characters. Speaking of which, Zoe Reeves, Problem Solver. Once per battle, when any Ranger draws a card after the preparation step, gain 1 energy. I will always be drawing cards. I assume in solo mode this is awesome, so she's always going to at least put 1 energy back in the pool. Ravi Shaw, Grid Battle Force Training. Once per battle, when any Ranger, pretty much him in this case, reveals a card for defense. If that card has a star ability, that ability resolves twice. He will be using that quite often. And then Quick Wits over here from Devin Daniels. Once per battle, when any Ranger suffers damage, I may draw 1 card, gain an energy possibly. If you do, reduce that damage by the number of shields on that card. That is awesome. That is great. All 3 of my Grid Battle Force Beast Morpher Rangers are ready to go. They never say Beast Morphers in the actual series, so I like calling them Grid Battle Force Rangers. That's also what they're labeled at online on the official, like, you know, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger wiki and things like that. But with that said, we have everything all ready to go. Let's start the deployment phase. All right, round one, here we go with the deployment deck all ready to go to be drawn from. For those new here, just keep in mind that if you're just watching this on YouTube regularly, this is going to be a 3-part series. They have always been 3 parts. I'm going to continue to making in 3 parts. But if you're a channel member or a Patreon member, you are not only going to get this early, but you're going to get it as one giant chunk of video recording. So however long it is naturally, usually about 2.5 hours, you'll get that at once. Otherwise, that for everyone out there, part 1 now, part 2 a few days later, part 3 a few days later from there. Anyway, now let's go ahead and do our first draw. And we start off going to Piggy's Cafe with a Bluehead Crybot, fantastic, and a regular Crybot. Which I guess makes sense because this is the SPD world, so they're just gonna go here and they haven't jumped dimensions yet. Now remember, this is an elite figure, so whenever I beat an elite figure, I gain 2 on the experience track for the next Zord. There's actually a rule that Matt wrote in as well, that if I defeat an enemy that has the drain ability on it, that also gains me 2 for the experience track. So not only are they hurting the Rangers by putting all of those extra damage points on here, but I could use the Morphex that they've absorbed in order to power myself up a little bit more. So that's the balance between it all. And I think that's really cool. And we'll see how it works out for this run. Depending I actually get any Tronics for this particular area or this deployment phase. Anyway, got a Bluehead, a single Bluehead in the research lab. Uh-oh, he jumped over. I do like the elites. There are no 3 count for a deployment within the deck of the Crybots, but these guys hit really hard, so making sure I take them out is a priority. Right now, Piggy's Cafe looks to be the first place I'm going to go. But I still got 3 more draws, actually. Here we go. We got 2 Tronics in the research lab. Uh-oh, the Bluehead brought them with him. This could potentially give me a lot of Zord power depending on what I draw for the Tronics. Because again, they're the only ones that have drain abilities to them. And from the scenario I'm playing, beating an enemy with a drain ability gains me 2 experience. Next, we have a single Tronic. I hate that I didn't draw any 3 Tronics in the research lab. It's not a panicked area because the Bluehead still counts as only 1 figure. So he's 1, so there's only 4 here right now and the figure limit's 5. I really hope I don't draw Research Lab again because I don't want this getting full. It's easy for me just to jump on over and defeat the 4 to clear out the area and then go somewhere else. Speaking of which, let's see what our last ones are. All right, it's the Cyber Dimension and the Tronic. Oh, Scrozzle is starting to build some more. He's loading up the Cyber Dimension already. Oh boy. All right, cool. So 1, 2, 3. So right now, from the way that it looks, yeah, okay, let's think about some strategy here about where we want to go and what we want to do. Okay, so for sure, we're definitely taking our team and jumping over to the research lab. This is going to be the first battle we do, and we're going to try to get rid of all 4 of these guys in 1 shot. So that's 1 move, 1 battle, and then 2 move to get down here to the cyber dimension, and then a 4th in order to do a battle, with a 5th in order to do a recharge from everybody. Now, again, I have to be careful because the Tronics, if their drain abilities go off, then I'm going to start putting the yellow tokens down in these areas, and that's just going to hurt my characters at the end. But if I beat them with the drain ability, then at least I gain a little bit more experience. And again, that's all part of the custom-made scenario that is being used and shown off within this particular session. So let's just go ahead and do that. We're going to do this for the move. So that's going to move us over to the research lab, and then we'll flip this one in order to initiate the battle. So here we go. Let's zoom on in with our Beast Morphers to the research lab and try to clear that space out before it panics. Trying to come in directly to take that Morphex for your master? Well, we're not going to let you. Ready, team? Unleash the beast. Now, generally what you want to do first whenever you do like a 3-4 or whatever player game is probably put down your enemy so you can see what you're dealing with, and then you can determine who draws what. But in solo mode, I like drawing first because regardless of anything, my hand is going to go up to 7. And being this is my very first opening hand, let's do 2 apiece. All right, so we'll start with Devon, and we first get Accelerate. Any ranger may immediately play 1 card. If it's an attack, add 1 die to the attack. Awesome. And then the Beast X Blaster. This attack deals X damage equal to another energy spent. Place this card on the bottom of your deck instead of discarding it. But I can, if I play Accelerate, I can add the dice to this as well. Special attacks are allowed to have dice added to them like the Blade Blaster can do as well. It would be nice if I had the Blade Blaster so I can move things around. Ravi, we're going to grab 2 from you. We got Battle Force Technique. Choose 1 card from each of 2 players' discard piles. Unfortunately, there's really nothing in there, so it's not going to matter. And then I'm not going to get that star ability. And his second card is another star ability, Heavy Throw, 0 cost 2 dice, ignore guard. When choosing an attack, that should be fine to good to use. I really would rather have something like that on my, well, no, this is actually what I want in my hand to use because drawing a card doesn't matter to me because I kind of do it anyway. Zoe has a backflip. Play this card when any ranger suffers damage. Reduce that damage by twice the amount of energy spent, then gain an energy. That's an awesome defensive card. We're going to go ahead and do Tornado Takedown, 1 energy, 3 dice. If this attack defeats the target, place this card on top of your deck instead of discarding it, and then another ranger draws a card. I'm going to do one more for her, and it's another backflip. So we don't have too many attacks. I have 1, 2, 3 attacks right now. The Beast X Blaster, Tornado Takedown for an energy. It's the only one that doesn't require energy right here. But I think this should be fine. We should be able to get some good stuff with this. I'm just going to draw that blue head first. Get that guy out of the way. Put his card down immediately and see what it is he does. Trubian Tactics. Reveal up to 2 cards from the Crybot deck. Resolve their effects one at a time, then shuffle it. That's a fast card. Oh boy. All right, 3 Tronics. And I'd like to, again, defeat everybody here. So let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We got another fast card, Cyber Slash. Deal 3 damage unless a ranger discards 1 card from their hand. That's pretty good to do. Fast Guard, Scattered Shot. Deal 2 damage to each, basically 2 rangers. It's half of the rangers in battle rounded up. There's 3, so rounded up is 2. All right, and then for the last one, we have another Scatter Shot, Fast Guard. So they're all fast. The first Scatter Shot is going to deal the damage first. And really, that just means this card is guarded. I can't get the Cyber Slash yet because Scatter Shot here is blocking this one. There are no passives, so I don't have to worry about any of that. I have plenty of time to get rid of this Trubian Tactics. This is going to go first, so that means 2 rangers are going to take 2 damage. Ravi's going to be 1, and probably Devin's going to be the other one. So let's just do that now, because that's the first thing we're going to be doing. And then I will see about hopefully getting rid of these cards as quickly as possible. All right, Ravi's first 2 damage at him. When this card resolves for defense, deal 1 damage to an enemy card of your choice. All right, so that's 1. So that's going to go to discard, but I'm going to take the damage. And then when revealed for defense, another ranger may draw 1 card. This is going to go onto the bottom. Awesome. I'm going to have Zoe draw that card for her hand, by the way. Rapid Metabolism, stopping, there's no drain, but whatever, at least I got something. And then Devon is going to take the 2 with Accelerate. That's going to go right to his discard pile, and that is that. So what I'm going to do first here is I'm going to activate Ravi's ability for his star thing. So he had Gorilla Smash, so I get to activate that again. So now I'm doing 1 damage to 1 card and then another damage to another card. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to activate Zoe's ability right now in order just to gain another energy into the pool. I'm not going to use Devon's yet. I have an idea probably later if I need to like dodge anything else. But yeah, so we're going to do that. And the 2 damage I'm going to do are both going to go to this Scatter Shot right here, just so I can get rid of it immediately. Do I actually want to do that? Yes, I do want to do that because now I have 2 turns in order to take out Cyber Slash, which is no longer guarded, and then even another turn to take out this Trubian Tactic, and then I can go back to defeat this Scatter Shot. So that's defeated. We got a Tronics off from here. We're going to add 1 here. It did not have a drain ability, so I don't gain another, experience, but at least I gain 1 here to working our way up towards our first Zord. All right, so the first thing I'm doing is I am going to use Accelerate. Any ranger may immediately play 1 card. If it's an attack, add 1 dice to that attack. And because it is any ranger, I am going to use the Beast X Blaster from Devon. So the way that I'm going to work this is I'm going to spend 3 energy to guaranteed 3 damage because of the special, and then I'm going to roll 1 dice, and we're going to go after Trubian Tactics. I'm going to see if this triggers, I'm not going to worry about it. I have plenty of defensive cards in my hands already. But what I'm going to do is I just want to try to do 4 damage on this immediately. So we know for a fact I'm spending 3 energy. So that's going to be 3 damage on this. And now I have to roll 1 dice in the hopes to gain one damage. That's all I need is 1 damage. And because it's Devon's shot, we're going to let him roll it. And we get 2 damage. Sweet. Fantastic. I had already declared the attack and how much I was going to spend beforehand, so all 3 of these are gone. However, I did defeat the enemy, which is great. So the blue head is gone, and that actually gives us 2 experience on our tracker, which is awesome. So all of this is gone. He is defeated. Boom. Blue head comes off. Both of these go to Devon's discard, and I'm going to draw from Ravi. Overheat. Play this card when you perform an attack. Add 2 dice to that attack. If that attack defeats the ranger, ranger of your choice must suffer 3 damage. All right, so I think I'm just going to use my heavy throw, which is a 2 dice attack, but I will... Do I want to spend the energy for overheat right now? You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play the 2 dice, and we're going to go after Cyber Slash. So technically, the Tronics have went already, so it is the Ranger's turn again, and so this 2 dice is going to go after Cyber Slash. Robbie rolling it out, and he... Whoa! Whoa! That's some... heavy loads that he's tossing at them. This always happens. This always happens to me. These are great rolls now, but when it comes to it against monsters and bosses, I'll be rolling blanks or 1s or even less. Thank goodness I didn't actually spend his, that overheat card in order to power that up. So, got this Tronic, got another one gone. We'll add that to the board a little bit later. Let's go to discard. And I'll draw from Zoe this time again. Rabid Punch. 2 dice. After you resolve this attack, you may draw 1 card. If you do, you may perform a second attack with 1 die. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so now Rangers go again. So we're right here. We have 2 turns left in order to beat this card, and I do plan on beating this card. The thing is that you can't play any cards if there are no enemies on the field to target. So before I do anything else, I'm going to play Battle Force Technique, which is a maneuver. Choose 1 card from 2 different Ranger discard piles. Place those cards on top of their respective decks. Now, it's 2 different Rangers. This, I don't think I mentioned it within my breakdown, but Ravi can target himself with this card, but he only gets 1 of the 2 cards. So that's all I really need. Because Ravi's getting his Gorilla Smash put back on top, and I'm not going to draw anything. I'm just going to wait to see if I can, if any damage gets dealt to me next game, or next fight that we do, and then the Accelerate's going to go on top for Devin, which means that now that I've played Ravi's card, I can draw from Devin, so the Accelerate now comes right to my hand. That's a great combo to use when it comes to solo gaming. Now then, we're going to go ahead and flip the blue head, and we will do our Rabid Punch, not, well, it's Rabid, whatever you want to do. It's a 2 dice attack. And then after we resolve the attack, I may draw a card, and if I do, then I can do another 1 dice attack against Scattershot. So in a sense, I have 3 dice in order to hopefully beat this thing, but I'd like to do it in 2 so I don't have to draw 1 more from Zoe. Rabid Punch! Okay, that's what I need. Okay, yeah. For some reason, I thought I had 3 health. There we go. There are a lot of 3 health cards, but in this situation, there are no more there. So this is going to go to Zoe's discard pile. I have a lot of Zoe cards in my hand. I'm not going to draw anything else right now. Actually, no, yeah, let's draw from Devin. Lightning Reflexes, reaction, and play this card when any ranger suffers damage for revealing any cards. Major relook at the top of their deck. Okay, well, that's fine, or whatever. Yeah, all right, we'll go with that. So now you come off, and the Rangers have cleared out the research lab. Awesome, end of battle cleanup. All right, so we don't have any energy down in here. That's fine. We've used it all, but now we also can reset these abilities. No other damage came through, which is fine. Let's take 2 energy, drop that back here, because we know we're going to go into another battle soon. And that's really... Oh, no, 1 more. Boom. So it was 1, 2, 3 regular Tronics, and then the blue head. So all I need is 1 more in order to gain that Zord, which is awesome. Now then, with that said, we're going to head on over to the Cyber Dimension, which has 3 Tronics in it. So we'll do a move, and I don't need to do any type of recharge right now, so let's just go right into that battle. So move, battle, here we go. Right in we go. Where's your master? Bring out Blaze. Where is he? Get him. Whoa, stand up. Okay, here we go. Fall in line, Tronics. Go. So right now I have an Accelerate and a Lightning Reflexes, which is a defensive move for the team. Overheat, which adds dice. I have a lot of adding dice right now. I have Rapid Metabolism, which stops drain and adds an energy. 2 backflips, which again is a defensive thing, but also adds energy. And then my only attack right now is Tornado Takedown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. I don't have any other abilities in my hand to attack. So Zoe is definitely going to need to do this attack. First and foremost, whatever it is that the Tronics happen to put out. Hopefully we get some drains. This way I can gain some more experience and then, of course, some more energy. All right, 3 Tronics going down. First one, passive. While this card is in play, each time an adjacent enemy card resolves, drain 1 energy. When this card resolves, drain 1 energy. Now, this has drain on it, but it's not draining any specific amount yet. When the drain happens during the battle, that's when the tokens go down. So if I can beat this thing before the drain happens, then I can prevent any type of that energy surge and whatnot. Also, Matt specifically says in his rules, any foot soldier card that drains energy will be worth 2 spots on the experience track. So this does do that. Yeah, so this card will actually give me 2 experience as well. We have a fast card for the Cyber Slash, which we have seen, 3 damage unless a ranger discards a card. And we have a guard over here for Laser Raid. Drain 1 energy, deal 2 damage to the ranger with the most cards in their hand. Again, you drain and you drain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experience I will get if I manage to defeat all of these. So now we're going to go ahead and put a guard right here because we know that this guy's guarded, and actually do it kind of between the cards so I know where it comes from. There is a passive here, there is a passive here, and there is a passive here. Now, again, while this card is in play, each time an adjacent enemy card resolves, drain 1 energy. This is going to resolve. So it's fast, it's going to happen first. We're going to do this, it's going to deal the 3 damage, and then it's going to drain an energy, and that's where things are going to start getting problematic. But then at least we're going to go ahead and have our turn here. Oh man, I gotta figure out what I want to get rid of. So I was thinking about playing a card in order to reduce the damage, but then I remembered what's on top of Robbie's deck because I specifically put it there. Now then, he's going to be taking the 3 damage. So first of the 3 damage is going to be here. Oh look, Gorilla Smash. So I'm going to leave that here for right now. I still have 2 damage that he has to take. Another Gorilla Smash. Okay. And now those are both unfortunately going to his discard pile. And then Beast X Cannon goes to the bottom. So I have 2 Gorilla Smashes. Each one of those is going to let me do 1 damage to a card of my choice. We're going to go over here to his Grid Battle Force training. I'm going to immediately use this in order to be able to do a 3rd damage to any card of my choice. Now this is still going to trigger first. So no matter what, this is going to happen. But we're going to go 1, 2, 3 right like that, because I can do it at any card of my choice because I can bypass card because of his ability. I love this. It's so great. I love it. Which then means that this whole passive is gone, which is awesome. This is no longer guarding anything because the only card that it was guarding, I managed to defeat. So that is amazing. And now again, this is going to go right here. So now at the end of the battle, every ranger takes damage equal to the amount of these in the location because of the way the scenario is written. And then I get to remove up to 2 from that location. Right now it's just 1, but you know, I got rid of 2 1 shield cards because of that. So that could wipe out cards regardless of anything. And I do have to drain in energy. I know I could probably gain an energy a little bit later, but I'm going to wait to do that. So there we go. Drain the energy. That's good. I'm not going to draw any cards because I have enough in my hand. What I am going to do is now take the ranger's turn. Before I even do that, I'm going to go ahead and just spend that energy right now because Tornado Takedown is about the only thing that I can do. It's a 3 dice attack. I spent the 1 energy. If this attack defeats the target, place this card on top of your deck instead of discarding it, and then another ranger may draw a card. So at least this Laser Raid right here goes ahead and... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, let's go back to the board. That card enabled me to get 2 experience because it drained energy. So I was able to absorb the Morph effect and power myself up a little bit more. So we gained 1, 2, which is awesome. So these all can go. This may change what it is that I do next. So I have to see what Zord is in the lineup. Ooh, the Beast X King Zord. So I replaced, I want to say, Steel Zord. So the Jet Zord isn't in my pile. But I put the Beast X King Zord in it because exhaust this card when any ranger plays a card with an energy cost of X, which is most of them in Beast Morphers. Resolve that card as though you spent +3 energy. So even if I spend 1 or 0 energy, I can exhaust this in order to say I spent 3 more, which is awesome. So he's going to go over here. As you can see, now we have our list of Zords that'll just kind of pile up right here. And as we use them, I will exhaust them. And no, that doesn't change anything because the only X energy cost I have in my hand are backflips, and that's not going to do really much of anything. The Beast X King Lion Zord that I just got will be great when I do the Beast Blaster, because at least that's I know is 3 energy right there. Anyway, 3 dice, 2 damage at the Laser Raid. Go, Zoe, go. Ooh, okay, that was exactly what I needed right there. I mean, 3 dice, 3 damage. That's kind of the average right there. Actually, I only needed 2 because I forgot that I already put the damage on it. Oh, whatever. So that's defeated. 2 of these guys can actually come off now, so that's great. And again, because this one drained 1 energy, I get 2 experience on the track. And because I defeated, you're going to go to the top of the deck, and I'll draw from Ravi right now and get the Beast X Blaster. Fantastic. We'll then go ahead and just take this as well in order to gain an energy back because I actually don't need it now that I have the Beast X King. And we'll go 1, 2 right there. Ah, this is great. I just finished this battle up by using the Beast X Blaster right here. I'm going to go ahead and activate our Beast X King Zord right here. So now it's going to be like I paid 3 energy in order to do that. So plus 3 damage. I do not think that I need to spend anything. Say I played this for a 0 for the heck of it. So I played it for 0 and then I now have 3 energy on it, which is exactly all I need in order to defeat the Cyber Slash here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Easy as can be. Got ourselves our Exhausted Lion, so we know we got another energy right here, and that's it. That is everything. That is all we had to do for this battle. The Beast X Blasters go to the bottom of the deck. I actually got to do that with, I forgot to put Devin's on the bottom of his deck as well, so both of them go there. So they're kind of like constantly being recycled back in the way that like Beast Morphers work is they always like to transport weapons to them. So in a sense, it's going to the bottom, refreshing, and then eventually it'll just get retransported back to the team. But because I'm on here with this one thing, everybody suffers 1 damage. So Zoe takes 1 damage. Tornado Takedown, unfortunately, is gone. That went to the top of her deck because it defeated an enemy. So what can you do? Devin is going to take his 1 damage. Lightning Reflexes. See, it's the problem with these. Cards are going away. And Ravi, which would be great. Overheat. Okay, so it's a huge one that just went right onto the bottom. So then I would remove up to 2 of these from a space, which is good. And that, my friends, finishes that. I do have 1 more token to use. I think what I'm going to do, we're just going to put this in here just for whatever. This can go up to level 1. And I will do a recharge right now just because I'm ending the round. We'll recharge Ravi and we're going to recharge Devin. 6 shields exactly going back for Ravi, which is awesome. So now he is fully powered up. Devin only had 3 in his discard pile, but Zoe had 1, so I had to do somebody. So actually, Zoe had 3 shields worth in hers as well, but it doesn't matter. I'd rather just do Devin for right now. I have a ton of Zoe cards in my hand, so she's just going to probably play a few things here and there. But in any case, we have reached the end of the first round. I have a way more experience here than I normally would, which is fantastic. And I'm probably going to need it because now the monsters are going to come out and it's going to start ramping up really fast. So all Zords on exhaust, so that's good. We're going to go ahead and reset all of our tokens here, which is great. And then back to the big board. It's always a favorite thing of mine, ending a round with minimal foot soldiers on the board. It just makes things so much easier. These 2 are over here having a party. They're just kind of sitting at a table, having a coffee, getting to know each other. You know, maybe there's a story behind these 2 or whatever that, you know, we'll follow one day. But for right now, the cyber dimension has been cleared. The research lab has been cleared. We have not put any 3s out. We put out 2 blue heads, which is really kind of crazy as well. We know a monster is coming here, and we know who it's going to be. So let's get to the deployment phase for, round 2, and see what drops. Number 1, we have 2 Tronics going to Cat's Lab. Jumping right in across dimensions in the SPD universe. I think so anyway. I don't think SPD and Grid Battle Force are within the same timeline. I can't keep track sometimes when it comes to Power Rangers. There's just so many multiple timelines and everything, and multiverse is a thing, so who knows. Next, we have a single Crybot, oh joy, to the research lab. I don't like ones that early in the game. Give me ones at like round 3 and 4. So this way I don't have to worry about things panicking too fast. All right, what do we got next? Piggy's Cafe, 2 Tronics. Ooh, that looks like fun times. I feel like maybe we should go here and clear this out before we go ahead and take on Blaze. Only because, again, I like clearing out an area of all the enemies before doing anything. And this is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at minimum get us 1 Zord. If one of these guys are drained, then that's 2 Zords. Wow, I'd be in 3 Zords before even fighting the first boss. That's insane. Pending nothing else bad happens. What do we got? 2 Crybots at the least research lab. All right, more of those guys there. All right, so that's rebuilding up right here. Kind of wonder where Blaze is going to end up. Thematically, it would make sense for him to be like one of these 2 places, or maybe even the research lab, but hopefully he'll be in the cyber dimension. We can just take him out right now without having to move anywhere. Let's find out, shall we? 2 Tronics and Blaze going to Cat's lab. Oh, that's interesting. Fine, I'll deal with you myself. I won't be delayed. His return is imminent. Away! That was Blaze's speech that he made once he gets deployed from Matt's thing. So here we go. So we got 5 here. This immediately panics. So we'll put, come here, there we go. A panic token right here. And now what happens is that we get 2 of these placed on here as well. So he is in Cat's lab. Apparently Cat's lab has a supply of Morph X in it that Blaze is trying to find for himself and use the Tronics in order to get. Because it panicked, we got a Surge, and because he dropped in, we got a Surge. Once we complete the battle, we can remove these, but we also have to remember anybody that does a drain ability will add another one to it, so it can stack up really fast. I'm not gonna lie, I really like that plan. I like the ability to take my Rangers, jump over the Piggy's Cafe, defeat at least even some of these guys. If I don't defeat all of them, I'd like to defeat some of them in order to reduce the number of figures within this spot, and then guarantee to get myself a second Zord, and then move on over here in order to fight Blaze. So it'd be 1, 2, moving for 3, battling for 4, and then that gives me a 5th, just in case I need another battle, and then once I beat Blaze, because this is solo mode, I get a 6th action token. So I can use that action token to either recharge or clear out another or more things and stuff like that. If I beat Blaze, all of the Tronics run away, so I don't even have to worry about them, but I do need to defeat 4 of his cards. Yeah, I like this plan. That's the better plan. We're gonna go ahead and use 1 to move to Piggy's Cafe, and then we'll use another one to initiate a battle. My Rangers are good right now. Let's put back their once per turn abilities. I will use Devon's, I swear, at some point, but again, it's damage reduction. I have so many cards in my hand that do that already, so I don't really need it. But otherwise these 2 are just gonna be constantly used, which is amazing. So let's zoom in the Piggy's Cafe and fight those guys and get ourselves at least 1 more Zord, because all I need is 2 more experience. Did you see that episode of The Office the other day? Yeah, man, it's so funny. It kind of reminds me where we work. Yeah, I know, right? It's just so crazy that, there's the enemies right now. Get them, guys. Oh, no. The Rangers, my latte. No. All right, I got 6 cards in my hand. I have a Lightning Reflex, which again is a defensive move. Accelerate, which adds a dice to an attack, which I don't really have any. Overheat, which adds dice to an attack, and I don't have an attack. Rapid Metabolism, which drains an energy, but also gives me energy. I'm sorry, it prevents drain, but gives me energy. And then 2 backflips, which are both also defensive moves. I'm going to draw from Devon. Hopefully get the Cheetah Claws. Holy jeez. After you resolve this attack, any Ranger may immediately play 1 card. If you do, skip the next Ranger turn in battle. I mean, that's the only attack I have. I don't have any other attack cards. All right, I'll have to figure something out then. All right, here we go. Again, I'm just going to start with the Crybot, the Bluehead Crybot, I should say, as my first card, and that happens to be Headhunter. Deal 5 damage to the lead Ranger, which is Devon in this case. I'm going to put the Crybot in next, the regular one, just because we haven't yet to see any of these guys, so let's see what this guy has to offer. 2 health, Underworld Shot. Half the Rangers in this battle, so 2, must each discard the bottom card of their deck. Okay. And then our friendly neighborhood Tronic. So we have a 5 health and a 2 health. Let's see what else we got. We have Scatter Shot, Fast Guard, so that goes there. And then Cyber Slash, which goes first right there. All right, so Cyber Slash is going to go first, deal 3 damage unless a Ranger discards 1 card from their hand to prevent it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Lightning Reflexes, and I'm going to have Ravi look at the top card of his deck and possibly swap it with a card in their hand. So Robbie's top card is Heavy throw. So yes, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take this and put this in his hand, and I'm going to take overheat and put that on top. Now the damage comes through from Cyber Slash, which is 3 damage, and yes, this goes into the discard pile, but at least all 3 is prevented, and I have another attack in my hand. I like that swap. That's a good swap. Before I do anything else, I should actually put the guards on this side, knowing that Scatter Shot is also a thing that's preventing me from hitting anything else. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go after Scatter Shot with that heavy throw that I just got from Ravi, and then that'll give me at least a chance in order to defeat Headhunters, which I probably will use the Cheetah Claws in order to go after. We're going to accelerate that first. So any ranger may immediately play 1 card, add 1 dice to that attack, heavy throw for 0 energy. So it's going to be a 3 dice attack going up against a 2 health Scatter Shot. I can ignore the guard keyword, but I'm targeting the card with guard, so I don't have to worry about any other cards that are guarded by it. All right, Ravi, here we go. Toss the thing. All right, so that's 2. Yes, okay, no, that's good. Perfect. My brain keeps telling me that Scatter Shot should have 3 health, and I'm fine that it has 2. So these 2 are good. They go to discard piles. I can draw from Zoe, and her deck is getting low. Beast X Blaster, that's fantastic. This then is beaten. One of these is gone. We're going to go ahead and put this here, and you know what? Yeah, I'm going to use Zoe's ability to add an energy to the pool, so this way I can just spend all 3 of these in order to use the Cheetah Claws. So then this goes, that's fine, and now the Headhunter, I would go and then the Headhunter would go, but I will play the Cheetah Claws for 3 energy. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice. Oh boy, 5 dice, 5 health. It's a good chance that that could happen, at least I hope it does, we'll see. And if this doesn't work, hopefully we'll be able to do something else really quickly, but, you know, what can you do? It'll all have to go at Devin, too, so come on, 5. 1, 2, I was off by 1. Oh, man. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage to the Headhunter right there, which is 1 off from what it needs. And I could, after you resolve this card, any ranger may play 1 card. If they do skip the next ranger turn, this is my turn. This would skip, and then these guys would go. Half the rangers in this battle must discard from the bottom of their deck. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to play a card from my hand. I'm going to play Backflip, but I'm going to use it as just like a regular card in my hand, so it's just blank, and that will always at least give me 1 dice of attack. I'm going to use that 1 dice to go after Headhunters to hopefully get that 1 last damage and beat him before he resolves. Come on, Zoe, come on. Oh, of course, 2 damage right there. More than enough to what I need, but at least that's successful. Okay, that's great. So these would both go to the discard piles, which is fine. I'm going to draw from Ravi, because I have to. Battle Force Technique, choose 1 card. All right, so that's another one that just puts cards back in their deck. That's fine. Some quick healing of sorts and gains energy. This is gone now, which is awesome. And the blue head is defeated. So let's go on over to the power board. So I get 1, 2. I feel like I'm short 1 hit. I'm sure you guys will let me know down in the comments below. Or I've caught it while editing. I might be 1 ahead. I actually don't remember. But if I'm not. I'm not too really worried about that right now. In either case, this now gets us to level 2, and we immediately earn our next Zord, the Wrecker Zord. Exhaust this card at any time. Up to 3 different rangers, that's everybody, may reveal 1 card from their hand. If there's at least 1 copy of that card in their discard pile, place it on top of their deck. All right, well, that's not going to help me right now, but at least it's something that I can use a little bit later. All right, so the blue head would go. We would skip our turn, and then Underworld Shot would go. Half the rangers in this battle must discard cards from the bottom of their deck. I'm going to use Javi as the first one, so the bottom card is Overheat. That's gone. And then we'll do Devin for the next one, which is Unleash the Beast. Oh, man. All right, so that resolves, and now I have 1 more turn to do something. The only attack card I have is the Beast X Blaster. Now, I could do the Beast King Zord in order to get 3 shots in order to go after Cyber Slash. But then I would have used the Beast Sword, and I would rather save that for Blaze in order to fight him. But then I also have energy on each one of my Rangers, so I could use each one of them, or I could just use 2 of them to beat that guy. I think I'm going to do that. That wasn't a defensive move, so it wouldn't matter with each one of their once per turn abilities, but I'm gonna go, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna take the one from Devin and Robbie. It doesn't matter which ones I choose, as long as I do 2 of them. So I'm gonna use 2 of those to do 2 damage to this thing and at least defeat the Crybot that's there. So 1 less guy at Piggy's Cafe. Wiped them down except for 1 Tronic. This goes to the bottom of the deck, and that's going to end this battle. I don't have anything else to do, anything else to play. I'll draw from Devin just to finish off the round. Flicker Jab, it's the first attack we've seen of this one, and that's going to be that. What I am going to do though is we're going to go ahead and we're going to move up to Cat's Lab, which is where Blaze is. And before we do anything else, we're going to go and we're going to recharge. So I decided I'm going to do this. Recharging Ravi and Devin. Do I want to use all 6? So the way that Matt writes in the rules, whenever you recharge, you can forego 2 shields in order to remove up to 2 energy from that area equal to how much you forego. That's based off of normal rules where it's like 1 person in 1 person recharges per. Because this is solo mode, whenever I recharge, 2 recharge for 6. But I'm going to keep it as written where I'm only allowed to do up to 2. So that means I would either reduce 1 of their recharges by 2 or both of them by 1. So I'm only going to recover 5 shields worth of cards for Devin, which is fine, Accelerate and Unleash the Beast, and 5 shields for Ravi, which is Heavy Throw and Overheat. That means each of them would not be healed for 1 shield. So now I can do up to 2 of those energies removed from the area, which is all that's there at the lab.